Hi, welcome to my channel. I don't quite know how this video is going to go and how I'm going to describe what I want to say. So it's going to kind of be a let's just talk and see what happens. I might end up shooting it lots of times because I don't know how exactly this is going to work. But I want to talk about instant manifestations. So basically how really everything is instant and how we put time on things, and give you some examples of some stuff actually. And because I'm talking more on this channel about energy and about attachment and about how we can get around that and limiting beliefs and how we all have them and how we can work with them, this seemed like a really appropriate video to make given what happened 2 days ago was an instant manifestation of mine. So I'm going to talk about that. I've decided to go au naturel with everything now, so sort of be more true to myself, like I said, on this channel, and true to the difficulties I had to start with this, so that I was looking at these kind of videos and the things that I couldn't find that I couldn't find the help with, and that I had to kind of find my own way with. So that's what I want to concentrate more on this, because I know from the people that I talk to that resonate with me in this respect, because lots of you have the same issues that I had. So that's where I'm going with this. And along with that, being a bit more natural, is I come out into this conservatory where the light is amazing, but I don't put my ring light on. I'm trying to be a bit more authentic in every single way. Because if you notice, when I was filming the videos in the games room, which I like being in there, I had to have my app on, and my skin looked much smoother, I looked much younger, and all of that. And I thought, let's rein it all back and let's just be, let's go with this and let's be as authentic as possible. So I'm not saying I'll never have my ring light on again, but whilst the light is good, I'm trying not to, just to be as natural as possible. So here we go. Instant manifestations. Manifestations, I believe, are actually instant. I think everything is really instant. It's us that sticks the time factor on. I'm just going to give you a couple of examples. The first example is what happened a couple of days. Now, we are Friday now. I had the thought on the Tuesday. I was doing this for fun and I didn't know what was going to come up, and so I would call this a directed manifestation, because it was really, but I wasn't too specific about exactly how I wanted it to be, because I didn't really know what would be best, or I was open. Two things happened. So I decided, I don't do collaborations with people. I've attempted to do a collaboration with somebody writing in the past, and it didn't really work out for either of us, and it was nobody's fault. It's just that I think I had a view of how it should be and she had a view, and we didn't really meet in the middle. So I don't think there was any kind of meeting in the middle. So I stepped away from it, and I don't really, like I said, do it collaborations or anything. But, you know, my writing is a big thing for me. I've got a new book coming out at the end of May, and I do my own marketing because I am a marketing specialist, digital marketing specialist, and every so often I do some marketing. I'm probably not as great with it as I could be. Anyway, cut a long story short, this week I thought, okay, I want to do something different. I don't want to put any effort into marketing for a while. I just want to do something different, and I want somebody to come to me. I want some sort of collaboration. I don't know what it will be, not necessarily a YouTube thing, because I'm thinking about my writing here. I don't know, but I want something to come to me, some opportunity to come to me, which is great for me and easy and something different. That's all I thought. So I think that was Tuesday. Wednesday, I had something come through, and it wasn't, I looked into it, and whilst it would have been really good, I think financially for me, I think it would have been, and I think my name would have really been out there. I didn't quite, the ethos, I didn't quite go with. It was more like, so it was kind of manifestation, but get your guy, you know, do this to get your guy and stuff. And I'm really not, it's not me. And I thought, I can't do that, because that is just not, it's just not really me, and it's not what I'm preaching. So I can't go and do that for the sake of money or for the sake of notoriety. I can't do it. So I thought, no. So then I thought to myself, okay, so that's not what I want. So it's something like that. So then I refined my desire, manifestation, whatever. I don't know, I never know what to call it, because I don't really know what I think of it. So I refined it, and I thought, okay, something that I'm very enthusiastic about, that I'm just going to think, yeah, that's for me. So we tweak things as we go. We can do that. This is not one opportunity and that's it. You know, it wasn't like I had that opportunity for that and I decided not to go with it, so well, I've stuffed it up. No. along comes another one. And I know that, so I did it very gently. The same day, the actual same day, I got an email from a lady, a writer at Dazed magazine, awesome magazine, trendy magazine, huge readership. Would I answer some questions on manifesting? It's still Manifesting a Guy in 10 Days, it's called. I'll put a link to it down below. And I thought, awesome. And I looked at, you know, I knew about Dazed, but didn't know too much about it. But I looked at their digital version, knew it was going to be there, and I thought, cool, could not be any better. Awesome. Just exactly what I wanted. It took me 10 minutes to write a piece out for her, to write my version out for her. And the questions, she asked me some questions. I told her what my opinion was, sent it back to her, and I do believe it was the same day that it went live. She was right on the ball, and she wrote it up, and there it was, live. Sent me the link. Couldn't have been any better. Awesome. Big chunky bit in the middle as well, with a, you know, quote, Evie Sparks, lots of stuff that I'd said, linking back to my website. Best bit of marketing that is. And I know from a SEO perspective that a link back to your website from somewhere like that is kudos as far as Google is concerned. So that was all good. My name is out there a little bit more because I do need to push my books a bit more, but I want to. It's the direction that I'm going in. What was that? That was instant. That was what I consider instant manifestation. I had no resistance whatsoever. I knew something would come along. I knew it might be something I wasn't interested in, but I didn't know what it might be. And I knew that I might have to tweak that. And I did. And that's what happened. And it happened bang, like that. It was dead simple. Even Jeremy conceded, we'll use the word freaking hell. How the freak does that happen? Like, he was like, and I said, I didn't doubt that something would come along. I did doubt that it might be something I was interested in because I didn't really know, I didn't have a focus on exactly what I wanted, but I prefer not to be too specific. I prefer not to be so directed at one specific thing, because I'm not saying I would particularly have resistance there, but it might take a bit longer because I might then start thinking, but this would have to happen and then that would have to happen. Although I wouldn't outwardly think that, inside that's what would be going on. But if you just open it up like that, knowing that you can tweak it, if it comes along and it's not exactly what you want, it shows you what you do want and what you don't want, and it allows you to tweak it, and that's what I did. Done deal, all done. Okay, so that's one thing. Secondly, on the podcast, I was talking to Harry about my accent and the way that I talk. Years ago, I used to talk with a very, very, very strong West Country accent. And I'm not going to go into all the details of why I decided that I didn't want it anymore. But when I decided that I wanted to not speak with such an accent, I decided a good few years ago. So I was very mindful of the way I was speaking. At the time, I was doing digital media workshops, that kind of thing. And people were coming, it was being promoted, and then people were coming from all over the country. It wasn't just local. So I just didn't want this really strong, thick accent. So I was working at changing it. I was constantly working, constantly monitoring it. Oh, that sounded really West Country. How can I change that? Or I was just constantly watching and thinking I was speaking really well, but I wasn't really. I was just speaking in a slightly better version of a slightly sort of posher West Country accent. And I just didn't want the accent. I know there'll be opinions about how you should be proud of your accent, but I can only be honest and say I didn't like it. I just didn't like it on me, and I didn't want it anymore. So I did feel like I was constantly working at it, and it was hard work. So let's talk about this in the lines of manifestation. It was hard work. So I was trying to change my accent, constantly trying, and it wasn't really working naturally, because then I would go back and I'd be talking to my mum, who has quite a strong accent. Well, most people do around me, and it would all come back. I would notice that I would just lose it again. So then I would have to pick it up again. I was constantly trying. Then one day I was watching something on the TV, and there was Pixie Lott, who is a singer, musician. She was talking, and I thought, what a lovely speaking voice she's got, and I really loved it. And I thought, I'd love to have a speaking voice like that. I'd love to naturally speak like that, because it seemed to be no effort, and she just had this really nice voice. And I really did feel a desire for that in that moment. A couple of days later, I was talking, and I noticed that when I was saying things like morning, I would say morning, because that is the West Country way. You don't put your G's on the end of words. So being, I would say be in, and things like that. And I suddenly noticed that, and I'd never noticed that before. And I thought, oh, that's what makes the difference. And so I suddenly started pronouncing my words properly. And I noticed all of those words that I hadn't been, I'm not saying that I speak really posh or anything like that, but I'm just saying that my accent is there very slightly. There's a slight lull of it, I think. Some people would be able to tell, but mostly it's not obvious. And I like the way that I speak now. And it was just a few weeks later, a month, I said to Harry later, when I noticed that I was speaking like this. And this is so different from how I used to speak. Honestly, I cannot even, if I wasn't feel embarrassed, I would put something up of me. Maybe I will at some point if I find something, because I have got video footage of me speaking before, and not on YouTube, but back in the day, like actual on a VHS video. So it's so different. And so I manifested it then, and I thought, oh, I'm not trying anymore. I'm just speaking differently. I don't try anymore. And I didn't. And so taking the trying element out of anything is what makes things work for you. As soon as you're trying hard, what you're doing when you're trying hard is you are constantly monitoring what you're doing, constantly monitoring what you're thinking and you're feeling. There's a bit of awareness is good, but not constantly doing it, because then you're trying so hard that you're never actually getting there. So yes, you may get a bit of contact from somebody if it's a specific person thing, or you may get a bit of something show up. Maybe you're looking for a particular job and you're really trying. You may get something show up to you. You think that's the job. Oh, I've manifested that. But then you may not get an interview, or you may get an interview and you may not get the job, because the trying element is all energy. Everything is energy. We are energy. This table is energy. That chair over there is energy. That ring light right over there is energy. Everything is energetic. So if you are in the push energy, which when you're trying hard, you're in the push energy, whatever it is has to be in the pull energy. There's a lot of videos on YouTube called The Backwards Law, which isn't really talking about the law of attraction, but talking about energy, how when you really try for something, the more you want something, the less it seems to want you. It moves away from you. And that, to my mind, is what's going on here. So what you want to do is think of everything in lines of being instant. Everything actually is instant. It's us that holds it off. So if you really want something and you're very specific about it, you know this, inside you will have some resistance in the way of, well, let's not call it resistance. You will have some limiting belief there of, well, but this would have to happen first, and then this would have to happen, and then this would have to happen. So you move things on in time. So if you're not quite specific on exactly what you want, but know roughly what you want, and be a little bit more broad, but not too broad, so you've got to get this just right. Look at my example there with the marketing thing, and with the wanting some sort of collaboration but not knowing what. I knew exactly what I did. I knew I didn't want a writing collaboration again, because I knew that wouldn't work for me. And the reason writing collaborations don't work for me is because I am very much in my own head. So how I have a vision of something, if somebody doesn't share that vision, I find it very difficult to then meet their vision, because I don't feel that I can be authentic about it, because I've got this vision going on. So that I knew that didn't work. So I knew that internally I had that going on. So I knew it wasn't going to be something like that would come to me, because I already know that I don't want that. I've tried it, it didn't work. So I knew that wasn't going to happen. So, but if you are specific in maybe the way that you want to feel, so be specific in the way that you want to feel. So you say, I want to feel this, this and this, but you don't sort of direct it exactly as who you want to make you feel like that, and when you want them to, and how you want it to. This is a bit of a discussion piece, isn't it, really? Because it's a way of transferring that kind of ethos or theory, I don't know what the right word is, over to everything else, and mostly like with people, because people are not assigned a greater value by the universe than anything else. If you want to manifest a free cup of coffee and you're trying and visualizing somebody bringing you this free cup of coffee and looking for it, where is it? Oh, it's not here yet. It's no different than if you're doing that with a person. Oh, I've tried to manifest this text. Where is this text? I'm not getting this text. Feeling the lack of the text. If you feel the lack of a cup of coffee, it's just the same as feeling the lack of a cup of a text. Doesn't make any difference. The universe doesn't actually see in pictures as such. It only reads your feelings, as far as I can tell. Whatever this is only reading your feelings. Although I say the universe, let's put it in words of what I really feel. So I see reality as a quantum computer, and I see reality lines opening up left, right, and centre according to my feelings at the time. And if I don't have any resistance there, I don't have anything holding me back, I shift into that reality super quick, as in with this what happened in the week, and my accent change and all of that, my voice change, it's not really an accent change, losing an accent, all of those kind of things happen bang, 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 really, really quickly, because there's nothing there holding me back at all, because I do know what I'm doing, but I'm not highly focused and trying hard. So my energy is not one of push, my energy is of wanting, desiring, and maybe thinking, oh, that would be cool. And that's a simple wish, isn't it? And this is what I used to do. Back in the day, before I complicated everything for a while and got really crap at this for about a year or so, when I was trying too hard, I used to just wish for things, because I read The Secret, and so I would just wish. I once wished to just have some random money, and some random money came to me a day or two later, and saying that I'd overpaid on a car I'd had years previously, which I absolutely had not overpaid on it. I was really on it with those payments. I never overpaid. No way did I. And so Jeremy said to me at the time, but that would have already had to be done. Before you made that wish, they would have had to do the audit and know that this was the case. And I said, yeah. And at the time I went, oh yeah. And it disappointed me, because I didn't know what I know now, and I didn't believe what I believe now. So I thought, oh yeah. And I really felt like, oh, he's ruined it for me now, because I thought, of course. But I still had this feeling like, but that's so weird. Like, really? Is that really? Was that on the way to me anyway? I just couldn't really get my head around that. Now I look at that now and I think, no, what happened was I made that wish. I then immediately shifted into this reality where this check was coming to me, where they'd done this audit, whatever. But I wasn't in there in that moment. I moved, which is why it all, and that was again, was an instant, what I call an instant manifestation, because I instantly shifted into a reality where that was going to come to me, that check. So it was nothing to do with time. You need to take time out of the equation. I think that time is some sort of weird ass thing that doesn't really make any sense. And so stop trying to make sense of things with time in mind, because you really can't, because that doesn't make sense, does it? That with the check thing, if you bring time into it, then no, it doesn't make any sense. And it would have been going to happen anyway, but it absolutely wasn't, because it was so weird. So another thing happened to me yesterday. I was pulling out of a junction, and it is awkward. No, it's a roundabout. It's going around the roundabout and coming back to where I live. And then cars from another lane can come straight up, and you have to go around, and then you have to, when you find a moment, pull in. And it is awkward, but I'm so careful there, because I know how easy it would be just to pull in when something else is coming along. So I'm looking and I'm seeing this white car, and I thought to myself, I've got to be really careful here not to pull out in front of something, right? So I'm careful, I look, I see this white car, I look in the mirror, I look behind me, I look in the side mirror, so I pull out. Then I hear this massive beep, and I'm like, what? I was miles away, and I looked, there's this black car behind me. Now the white car is there, but it's way, way behind, and there is this black car. And I'm like, what the, well, I actually, obviously said the F word, because of course, I was driving along thinking, where the hell did that come from? How did I not see that, is what I thought. How did I not see that? Because that's the first thing you think. And then I thought, oh my God, this is my true belief is, I then manifested the reality where I pulled straight out in front of something, because I thought I must not pull out in front of something here. Got to be careful, because you can easily pull out in front of something. And then I did. And the thing is, with me, I do have a very, very strong internal belief that everything I say like that manifests. And I do. I have a very, very strong belief. So in some ways that can work against you in some ways. But again, it's an eye-opener, and I didn't have an accident, thank God. But I thought this person was completely justified, because I did pull straight out. And I felt like I wanted to pull him. I'm really sorry, because I did pull out. But actually, I don't believe it was there. There's nothing wrong with my eyesight. I don't have any blind spots in my car. There's no reason that should have happened instant. But like I said, I do have this built-in belief that things happen when I feel them. I suppose that's what's going on here. Things happen when I feel them. And I also do have a strong belief that working hard at something does not produce results. And I think most of us know that deep down. I think intuitively, you know that. Even though you might be listening to this video and thinking, no, if I affirm and if I do this and do that, I think if you actually listen to your intuition, I'm going to challenge you now to listen to your intuitive response. Do you really know that that's going to result in something, or does your intuition tell you that it's not? I think the majority of you will find that your intuition, even though you might not like to hear it, it will tell you that it's not, that trying is not what equals success. And manifestations are instant, as in they happen. I have manifested things so instantly. in a kind of a pattern with what I'm doing. I could just go on and on, to be quite honest with you. I'm just thinking of loads of things now that I've manifested, as in I've thought about, I felt, and then they've happened a few seconds later, and they're all popping into my head now, but I can't make this video just go on and on and on, so I can't do that. Maybe I'll do that, a video with all of those things because and these days it is so super fast like that. Again, I do have some limiting beliefs. I know I do. I know there's stuff in there because I said it in my last video. It's like saying I'm Evie and I have limiting beliefs, because we all do. There's stuff in there that's there, and we may not be aware of them, you know, but there are things like timing issues with things that we think things will have to happen in order for this certain thing to happen. So that is a limiting belief. But deep down, it's very difficult to shift those things. And I don't try. I just work with those things because I know those things are there. You can work with your limiting beliefs. You don't have to try and force them out, because I don't think that we can. I've been doing this, I was thinking it was 6 years, but I think it's nearly 7 years now. Seriously, okay, a year was written off because I just made a right hash of it. But I really do believe that in all of that time, if I haven't been able to get rid of my limiting beliefs, then why keep trying after this amount of time? I don't try. I haven't tried for a long time. I just decide to work with them. There's always a way around them. If you've got a really strong limiting belief that you think that you can't get rid of, don't worry about it. We'll find a way around that. You know, I offer email coaching. Zoom coaching is fairly limited, I must admit, because I've had to cut back because my book is deadline for the end of May. So to be finished at the end of May, not necessarily to be published then, but it will be finished then. So I had to cut back, but I do still offer email coaching, and I have more availability with that because that's easier for me to manage on an ongoing basis. And even a one-off email, if you're a bit stuck with something, I charge £15 for a one-off email, which is, it'll be a whole sheet, and I'll come back to you with loads of information and also a plan for you to move forward. But there's other stuff online. You don't have to come to me for that. Obviously, there's tons of stuff online. I don't watch really any YouTube videos on manifestation, particularly, unless something comes up in my feed and I think, oh, what's that? And I might have a look at it. But really, I don't, because I don't want to mess up my vibe with it. I know what works for me and what doesn't. I don't want anything to be implanted in there. Oh, I've never tried that before. Maybe I'll try that. I don't want to do that. So I prefer just to, if somebody points me in the direction of a channel and says, oh, you might be interested in this, I will certainly have a look. But I would not then go back to it and watch it. It's just, I've done with that. And I would strongly recommend that when you get to a point like that you be done with that too, that you don't come back and look at these videos, maybe the odd one every now and again, but you do get to a point where you need to just practice it and not watch it and not read about it. Do it, just do it. So key things to know, that if you are here because you are wanting to be back with somebody, you are wanting to be with somebody that you've never been with before, think of that person as just a person. Don't think of them as your ex. Just their name, use their name, and that's it. Try to stay clear of using the term ex. I know I do, and I mention it on my videos and stuff because I have to get people to watch my videos and they're not going to find me otherwise. So I have to use that, but try to not think of them in terms of being your ex. Also, do not assign a high value to them in either way, either don't by putting them on a pedestal, but that's not really what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is do not assume that the universe, reality, has assigned a higher value to them than they have done a £5 note, a pound coin, or a cup of coffee, a pair of slippers. I'm just looking at, oh my gosh, like, I couldn't find my slippers anywhere. I just realised they're down there on the floor. What are they doing out here? Just found them. There you go. I was looking for them like crazy this morning. I thought, stop, you're never going to find them. And there they are. That's really random. Apologies. And anyway, so first of all, so take that assumption away. Have the assumption that everything is assigned the same value, and be really honest with yourself. What's going on inside of me? Intuitively, do I know that the more work I put in, the less likely I am going to manifest this? Yes. And really be honest with yourself. Really sit with that. You may not feel it straight away, but your intuition is there, and it's a gift. Honestly, it is an absolute gift. I use it all of the time. I never go against my intuition, even if I don't like what it's saying. I'm determined to follow my intuition because I used to go against it, whatever. If I wanted something and I would feel, no, don't do that, or do that, I would do the opposite. Because I would feel that, deep down I'd know, obviously, that I didn't know best, but I would think, no, that'll be all right. No, because I wanted something in particular. And it's never going to happen because I'm doing everything that my intuition tells me not to do or to do. I'm doing the opposite. My intuition is my guide, is my guiding light. And if I don't follow it, I don't follow it at my peril. So that's what you need to do. And then you need to loosen up and think, this is energetic, and my energy at the moment is one of push. I can't be in push energy and get. If I get in push energy, it will pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, and it will go on and on and on and on. So I need to stop it. I need to break that cycle. Okay, I'm going to do that today. Break the cycle and practice not trying so hard. And it is practice, reining yourself in. Absolutely it is, but you can do it. All manifestations are really as instant as each other. So each one. So a person, I have thought about a person and I've heard from them the same afternoon. I have thought about a person, a friend of mine actually, and we are in touch, but we are not, it's really, we might go 3 or 4 months and not be in touch. And I was thinking about her thinking, oh, it's my turn. It's my turn to reach out, and reached out for a while. And literally, bang, there you go. A message came in from her, text came in that moment. And I was like, whoa, that's how quick it really is, because there's nothing else there stuffing it up. But if you do have those limiting beliefs around it, or those feelings and thoughts around it, they are only your interpretation. There are several ways around this. I mean, this is not a video about this. This is really a video about manifestations being instant, really, and all of that is instant too. So I'll need to go into that in another video. I think my next video will be on resistance and working with it, not trying to eradicate it, and also working with limiting beliefs like I do, and talking to you about how I do that and how you can do that. So we'll probably base it around a specific person. I'm trying to do 2 a week now, because I don't think 1 a week is enough. I did do loads of shorts, but I don't know how effective those shorts are. I just think people get a tidbit, a little snapshot of you, and don't really kind of get you. So I'm still going to do shorts, but I was going to sort of I was doing a short every day and then doing 1 in-depth video a week, but I think I want to go back to doing 2 in-depth videos a week and just a couple of shorts when something inspires me, when like, oh, I need to say this is awesome bit of information that I can give someone. Stick to all that authentic stuff, which I'm trying to do. I feel much better doing that. I really, really do. And actually, my last video that I thought wouldn't do very well, because I thought it isn't what people really want to hear, it did so well. It did better than anything. And I think that's going with the fact that I was enjoying it, and I was thinking, yes, this is going to help people. And if it only helps a few people and a lot of people don't like it, well, that's okay. And so I think that's why it did so. I think it's the best video, the one that's done the best out of all of my videos ever, very, very quickly. So, it had lots of views in the first day and loads of subscribers came from it, which was brilliant. So welcome to you all. And I really hope that you'll stick with me, because a lot of my content is going to be based around this, but I don't want people to feel really, really stuck. And I know that I can get people out of that if you just look at this the right way. You just don't hammer on and on and on trying trying to get one particular thing. I think that is a sign that I've been speaking for too long. But because, again, this is what I feel passionate about, it turns into a bit of a podcast, doesn't it? It just goes on and on and on. But can't help it, because there's lots that I've got to say on the subject. So I'm going to stop it here. And yeah, I'm an author. I write books. I've written 4 books. They're all out now. They're all available on Amazon. I've got another book coming out at the end of, the deadline is the end of May, but it will be out in June, probably very early June. That's all based around self-concept, self-love. It's called It's All About Me. And not a law of attraction book, although if you're into the law of attraction, you will pick up bits of that. But if you're not, you wouldn't necessarily notice it. But you clever ones will. And I also offer Zoom coaching, email coaching, personalised subliminals. Oh, I must say 2 things. One, there's a members area on my website, which you can join completely free of charge. There is an upgrade, but you don't have to, and you get lots for free. Also, I have put lots more meditations on. I did that yesterday. I sat Jeremy down, because Jeremy, my husband, is my web developer, and I keep saying, I need this done, I need that done, and I send him all the stuff, and he goes, yeah, and then he just doesn't do it. So I'm the sort of person I don't want to nag. So I thought to myself yesterday, okay, let's just do this with your mind. And I thought, okay, he's going to do it. He is going to do it today. And I thought, don't know whether this is going to happen or not. And then he came downstairs and he decided to watch the snooker as he had his laptop on his lap in the games room. He was watching the snooker. So I thought, he's chilled, he's relaxed. And I just sort of popped my head in there, and he already had it open. He was already looking at how he was going to do it on the website. So again, instant manifestation. Then I sat down with him until it was finished. So I've got 5 new meditations on there. They're all meditations. So I've got subliminals, and I also now have a meditation section, finances, self-concept, I can't remember what's on there now, body image, body confidence, weight loss, because they will request so, and I, you know, all things that will help you. So that's all on there now. Pop over and have a look, see what you think. And that is that. Oh, my son Harrison has a Law of Attraction channel, and I do a podcast with Harrison every single week. And we have just now, because if you watch the podcast, you will notice that at the end of every single podcast, the damned green screen falls down, because he buys it and then he clips it up to something that shouldn't be clipped up to. It doesn't have a stand, and it happens every single time. It's become a standing joke, and last week it really it annoyed me. I thought, oh my god, this is ridiculous. So I bought a stand. So he has a spare room, so he's done it. He's kitted out a whole studio in there now, so everything is in there now. He's done a really good job. He sent me a video of it last night with what he's done. So that shouldn't happen in future. I mean, it has become a bit of a joke, but maybe you'll miss it. But it's sort of the last 10 minutes, down it comes. Anyway, it won't be doing that anymore. So there you go. That's it. I've said enough. I'm stopping. Have a lovely Friday, I think. That's when I'm going to upload this.